Alrighty, sorry about the wait. Hello, everybody. Dot hack is not showing up on my screen, even though it's active. Fun stuff. And then now, I don't want to talk about it. We're going back to the Forest of Pain, and that is quite literally all we have planned. That is the full extent of what I have planned, because we still have quite a number of floors to go. Last time we got through the first 30 or so. This time we are going to try to finish the vast majority of the remainder, if not already finish all of the floors. So I'm going to bring the party that I was bringing before, which was Endrins and Zelkova, and we are just going to jump right back in. And we are starting from floor 35. So there is a non-zero chance that we could actually finish the Forest of Pain today. We just got a lot going on, and then we just need to do our best. This is also going to be the start of where we're going to be likely seeing multiple challenges while we are here. So that's just going to be the one major thing. So, for 36-39, we have to perform 15 skill triggers, which means for us, you guys who have probably like seen a couple of times now, that means for us that I am going to take every fight until we satisfy the objective. And I think this is actually a new enemy for us that I'm like casually running away from. So we are fighting the Chicky Mama, which thankfully doesn't seem like a very difficult foe. But as also a part of last time, we are slowly getting all of the weapons actually like fully maxed out with the thank goodness for the mortal passive. With the skill books that we've acquired from spamming the Avatar Awakening when we do actually utilize it here. So, as a reminder, I am using the Empty Skies weapon, which does have mortal attached to it. But I'm and so there may be a possibility that sometimes when we're about to build up a Rengeki, we may actually not build it up in time, which would be incredibly awkward, but not impossible. As kind of briefly mentioned before, the 15 skill triggers is not going to be that bad. I think in that battle alone, we got like 4 or 5 of them. And I do have some good news. The tower is actually exactly one of the things that we needed for completing the game. So that is going to be very useful for us. The bad news is that these fights actually do take a little bit of time to do. One thing I did forget to do though before stream really got going on was make sure that I had chat open off to the side, so I apologize if I missed any chatters or anything like that. But it looks like we should be okay. But it's kind of crazy that how easy it is to actually get all the skill triggers done. I imagine though that this is going to be probably a relatively easy enough clear. And I'm going to opt to save my Avatar Awakening probably for the next battle. There's, I think, just no reason for me outside of... Oh, oops, I hit the wrong button. We'll go ahead and let this one play out. This will probably be one of the few times I let it play out this stream. Mostly because I'm trying to drink my soda. And it's kind of weird. I feel like my stomach was like struggling with with drinking some overly carbonated drinks recently, and it was rough out here. All right, since we got that Rengeki, I'm going to go on ahead and use the trigger, which I'm sure you guys have noticed by now. The primary reason I use the trigger is so that way we ensure that we get the additional morale generation. And I hope you guys understand the reason why I keep just using the fairy orb to kind of light our path. For me, at least, this is a little bit easier. Ooh, Reaper's. This is gonna be a nice Reaper's Dance candidate. As kind of a bit of a brief reminder, the Scythe is fantastic for AoE situations. And if we want to just kind of make sure that while we are actively fighting, we're still doing enough damage to everyone in order to make the fight go faster. Because our real demon actually is time. Especially if you're going to aim to try to have this done like before too. Okay. So to be honest with you guys, I have not been keeping track of how many skill triggers I've been doing. So very, very plausible that I may have already hit it, which I have not. I think I would have been quite surprised if I have been. But the Demon Safe shoes have been very, very helpful with doing the thing. Okay, so we got one Chicky Mama out the sky, but so I mentioned last stream how I've been kind of working on redoing my notes for Dot Hack, at least the notes that I have written down initially so far. And one of the conversations that I remember kind of bringing up is that we still have a lot of room to kind of talk about the metagame of Dot Hack, which is kind of weird just considering PvE based game and just how well like things are, because obviously every like party member at the end of the day is pretty viable for one reason or another. And I don't want to ever discount that. So depending on who you guys want to play as or play with, you really don't have to worry 90% of the time in the with this game. The real kicker is what team composition would probably net you like some of the fastest times. As of right now, I actually kind of don't know, and I would, and eventually maybe want to hear some potential opinions on that. So kind of going through like some conjecture and stuff that I've kind of heard online as I've been playing these games. Entrance is probably one of the highest personal DPS damage dealers in the game period, and probably is considered like an S tier character for that purpose alone. Also considering that his weapon is one of the ones that can build up chain rather quickly, even if I'm using even if I'm using like other weapons. It's really impressive what you can actually get done with him in the party. And that's part of the reason why I chose him for these this set of missions. is just because a lot of the time it would just be that he would just be close to a perfect fit for the job. He does a lot of what I would need characters of his nature to do in the game. Okay, I've actually never seen these two mobs before, so we do actually have a bit of a new enemy to fight. If only the game would turn me around. Oh wait, no, we've seen an Ignis tail before. I forget if it was in Volume 2 or Volume 3, though. And then the Hell Vulture, I think, might be. So, you guys already heard my reasoning for bringing Entrance, but I don't think I really discussed as much why Recode. The reason's kind of simple. So thankfully, due to his scythe having mortal, it kind of makes up for the fact that most of the other like the scythe is not actually like that great of a weapon. A lot of the weapons in this game tend to have their specific niche and then don't really stray too far outside of that niche, because then there would always be an obvious best candidate for X, Y, or Z. I need to go. Okay, so I need to go down. I was gonna say down is going further. I was twisted and turned. I heard Bunches and Zoko will both get hit there. But even considering the mortal, I wouldn't say that Zelkova is really my best candidate. He was brought because of the items that he possessed. He contains 50 full heals of just about every item. And quite due to that, that means that he has a lot of power in that alone. So to me, it is important that we do have enough supplies for our journeys ahead while we're kind of sitting here in the forest. In situations where you don't need the additional supplies, I would say that his value would probably drop off a cliff. Nonetheless, he's still very invaluable to have in the context of this. Ooh. You guys don't take too much damage now. It's the fact that I've performed so many Rengekis and stuff by now. You think that this would go by just like a touch faster. But it's not the end of the world either. Unfortunately, my armor does the SP, takes my damage first. Okay, there we go. This dude, I thought he got me. So, I'll be real. I forgot how to reload. So, we have 2 more phases before we handle the level 50 boss, which I'm pretty confident I know what the level 50 boss is. Because for those of you who may not have been here for Volume 1, they actually did do a bit of a callback with the boss for floor 25. The first boss that we actually fought was the first super boss for the first super boss for volume 1. So suffice to say, I'm pretty sure that it would make a lot of sense if we fought the super boss from volume 2 as well. However, much to our advantage or dismay or what have you, there are 2 super bosses in volume 2, so I'm imagining that we will see them both. All right, let's go on ahead and navigate through this area, which isn't too bad, as you can see. I'm kind of still making sure that we are still actively hitting the chims as we go along. And I'm kind of glad that we didn't struggle too badly here. The only thing that I'm kind of forgetting is what floor we're on, because we do need to kick 15 objects. So we're on block 42. So we still have 2 blocks until we are not in good standing with the challenge.
This situation is to our advantage.
So I'm gonna fight these guys once, if only because Carrie Ann, I know we fought for sure, and then the other dude that's here, I'm actually not sure. Scissor bite. No, I remember we did fight a scissor bite before, because I was hunting for these things back in volume 2, because I was getting annoyed. So, like I kind of mentioned before, I really hate the eyes on the back of these crabs. I'm trying to do my best to kind of ignore them. It's not working.
I didn't even break a sweat.
Okay. And remember, we still have our one event mission that requires us to kick chims, which is why I stopped to do that every so often. Okay. There is one object in here. We could use our chims to kind of keep pushing forward. But it is important that we do stop and actively look for a couple of these every so often. As much as we don't need the items that it provides, it's still, I would argue, pretty useful. And the nice thing is that with our platform full heal, honestly, you could argue that we don't even need supplies for this anymore. Okay, one thing I am going to do is that I am going to throw on the speed charm. This is just going to be useful from like a min-maxing point of view. That's all. So we definitely, I don't think have hit, yeah, we haven't destroyed 15 yet, like at all. We're on stage 43 though. And we've been taking care of the small handful we have seen every time, so I'm not too particularly worried. I'm pretty sure by floor 44 or whatever, we'll be safe. I'm also not minding taking one battle every once in a while just to try to build up morale. Plus, also, I think the rewards are going to start getting pretty decent moving forward, so I am excited about that. Okay, there we go.
I didn't even break a sweat.
Another one down, another one to go. So, continuing on with kind of the meta game conversation. Say for instance, you don't want to use Endrance because honestly, kind of a weirdo. There are some other characters in these games thus far where they may have a very high personal damage output. Easiest one I could think of by far, and the one who was kind of a thorn on my side when it counted, was Kun. He was one of the characters that I would definitely say has probably the highest burst damage in the game. If you just wanted to hit somebody with just a very strong singular hit, I would recommend using him. However, the trade-off is that a lot of that immediate damage comes at a cost, right? The easiest one I can kind of think of right off the rip is Rengeki and potentially morale generation. Okay, we are safe from this challenge, which means that we can just move on to the next stage.
You're open.
I'm pretty sure the God Cannon 77 is one we fought before, but I'm gonna take it kind of easy. And I'm gonna bring out the broadsword. These two are right next to each other. And I think we are currently on floor 44. Okay, welcome on in. We are doing pretty good for ourselves, I would say, so far. Sokova's low, but he can heal himself. If he really needs to, at least. But one of the rewards that we got, just to bring you up to speed, is the platform full heal unlimited. Well, we actually no, we got that at tail end of the last stream, but we got the Fairy Queen's orb. So pretty much it's just a unlimited usage on the fairy orb. So stuff that we've been getting for completing this have been amongst ooh, I need to actually switch to the sword for this. Well, I would love to switch to the sword for this, but I think this dude has a paralysis counter. Oh yeah, he does. I'm opting to use the guns though, because it looks like he may have paralysis counter. And that's something that I actually don't want to deal with right this moment. All right, come on. There we go. Oh no, he's naked. But 2400 damage is not bad at all. Okay. There's a reason I got out the way. Oh no, his counter is seal counter. I don't know when the last time I took damage is. Okay. And then we'll pull out the guns just because I feel that the guns in this instance would be a lot easier to kind of manage. I don't know why Zelkova has not been getting sealed, but Endrance thankfully has the status rejecting armor. So he will always be able to do damage regardless of the situation. The only status that it does not avoid is death. You wanna know what's funny? I could have done this the menuing fashion, or the menuing way, and just spammed, just due to how tanky he is, it might have been more efficient actually just to spam usable items. Okay. Block 45. So after these next 5 floors, we're probably going to get the Giga Super, the next super boss for you. Gonna take the full heal. Gonna take the save, and we're gonna continue. You guys can kind of very quickly and easily see how, like, this is repetitive, but we're finishing it quickly enough that I'm not too concerned with it. As for this upcoming challenge, of course, it is another battle challenge, so we do have to try our best to kind of take it a little seriously. I should have the guns equipped, so I am going to try to use this as an opportunity to keep shooting at this scorpion. And 1 damage bullets would be quite helpful for this. And there we go. So yeah, technically speaking, we don't really have to do any more combat encounters for this phase. And now I can actually be up close and personal with the gun. So I wonder if using the doppelganger weapons just across the board would just be better at this point. I haven't seen Mortal get procced very often anymore, if at all. And we're already at level cap. So I'm not very confident in that. Okay. So now that we've performed at least that 80 hit combo, we don't have to take any more fights here. The only reason to take fights here is because of my running superstition / theory that I'm keeping the thingies away. The Chimisasses. Oh, rip Entrance and Zelkova. I heard them. So yeah. Confirming that we did complete the challenge. But given that we have the Fairy Queen orb now, it makes it all that much easier to navigate this region. Okay, Holy Eater, I know for sure we beat you. This is just a nice way, in my opinion, to really actually if you take the vast majority of fights here, like how the game was kind of implying that we should be level what was it, 35? Then you'd actually get a very, very solid completion on the monster journal. Oh, whoops. Nope. Nope. Oh, that was 1,000 Okay, that was just straight up disrespectful. Did you also, I was gonna say 1,100 damage. That's just toxic. Yeah, my hand wasn't ready for that to be the D-pad. bad, was all. But yeah, imagine, imagine like going on that lower path, getting all the way to the end and realizing that it was not the correct path. I'd be a little tilted. But I'm sure you guys already see the pattern already on how to kind of navigate through here. Because outside of, I think, even like the past like 4 or 5 floors, they really don't shake up how to traverse through the Forest of Pain. It's just effectively that kind of like boomerang style, where you go out, go up a little bit, and then you go back in. And you guys see that we're kind of quite easily completing a lot of these challenges. Oh, hi, Sabby.
Tabby.
We love our Beast Girl representation.
Tabby?
No wonder. Where'd she be knocked out?
She's asleep. First she calls me up, then she's not where she said she'd be, and now she's lying here fast asleep in the middle of a place like this.
Oh, I thought she was about to sleepwalk, and I was like, wait, I was gonna be like, girl?
Haseo.
Not her, like, eyeballing his,
Haseo?
you saw the way that she was eyeballing him?
Hey!
You came!
Get off me!
But hey,
Jeez,
girl!
If you call someone to meet up with you, you shouldn't just go on without them.
I guess I got a little ahead of myself.
Or bored.
I didn't want to just stand around and wait, so I went inside for a bit and got chased around by monsters for a while. And pretty soon I realized that I kind of lost my way. And then I got sleepy, and then I was asleep.
At least it's a very straightforward explanation.
This is the 50th floor. This is so beyond losing your way. You know, you haven't changed a bit. Still as spontaneous as ever.
Yeah, spontaneous is probably the word I would use.
Haseo, you've changed though.
Huh?
Yeah, he's not that much of a jerk.
With this, it's almost like you lost your age. I was so worried about you, Haseo. I mean, you're the type that pushes forward all by yourself.
And you used to expose so much more of your skin until you got edgy.
Oh, I got a message from Shino. She said that you were able to save her.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know, I stopped playing the world so I could study to be a nurse, remember?
How's it working
I
out?
got into it for Shino at first, but it seems like it really suits me. It's fun to be able to do something for someone else. That's why I think I can try so hard. Like you, Haseo.
Everyone's trying hard, you know?
This is the last day I'll be coming to the world. That's all I wanted to say.
Right.
Well, I'm logging off.
You're going already?
I have a test the day after tomorrow. What can I do?
not do the test? Easy.
I'm really glad I met you, Haseo. Goodbye.
Well, this is cute.
Yeah?
Oh, well... Becoming a nurse is, pretty hard, right? Are you sure you can keep up? With the studies and all? What?
Well, Haseo, it looks like you're perplexed at your thoughtfulness. And surprised that it feels nice at the same time. Am I right?
Huh?
Huh? What do you mean?
I'll email you later. Bye-bye.
That was a confusing interaction towards the tail end there.
Good for her. She really found something she wants to do. Better keep moving.
So, surprise, no boss. Surprise, real boss. See, that was totally planned. So unfortunately, this is just another Megalo Adamant. But you guys can already see how much these swords can do with regard to... Nice try. Unfortunately, he is now naked. Wait, does that status mean I can't use items? Okay. Wait. Yeah, does that status actually mean I straight up just cannot use items? No, then... Oh wait, I have to wait for my charge meter. That's what it is. Okay. You know, this does a deceptively decent amount of damage for like what it's worth. Okay, now we can use the Rengeki G's. But I'll be real, that was kind of interesting. Yeah, the magic usage there was helpful. Oh, okay. All right, so I guess the real challenge is going to be these latter 50 floors. That's good to know. But before we actually head out to those other 50 floors, let's do the last little bit of preparation that I would like to do beforehand. Because we have two pieces of unread mail. One of them's Tabby, and one of them's probably like one of the 5 million cards that I sent out last stream. But I wanted to see what Tabby had to say. So let's see, Bo. Aw, would you be my real Bo? Aw, this is cute. Let's feed into the delusion of the small child. But thanks. Thank you for coming. I was glad I got to see you. I truly felt it. Isn't the world such a wonderful place? Am I too slow in noticing this? Oh yeah, Haseo, you lost my member address, right? Oh well, I'll give it to you again, but don't lose it this time. I plan on being in the world today, so if there's anything, let me know. Even if there's nothing, let me know too. So let's see. How many people does that make? 22. With that, we have acquired every playable party member in .hackgu. Within the trilogy, at least. So we do have a love letter for each and every individual player. And that's probably Bo's response. So what we'll do for now, get all that stuff sold. And then head over to Wise Grunty to finish up the gun. Except we can't finish up the gun yet. But pretty much we are just gonna go ahead and pick up the many master checks as we can do. Make sure the guns are my primary weapon out. And I was gonna say, where am I going in this? And as a reminder, we should be nearly done soon. She's getting up there. So yeah, if we really wanted to pump the damage up forward, then we could actually bring a lot of these other characters. I'm curious about what's in Tabby's inventory, so I'm gonna go and take a... Girl? Why are you over here? Interesting. Okay. So she has a decent array of items. I am now very curious. We are gonna screen some of the inventory of just easy examples, some of the like Azure Tree. Because for example, he has a Book of Sense. Oh my goodness. What combination of 5 items would even... Or is that just going to be dependent on my affection with them? It might just be dependent on the affection. Well, now I'm just genuinely curious. What does Balmung have? Okay, Book of Wisdom. I have to remember that he's not like a normal player. And just kind of looking ahead, you'd kind of think like about some of the stuff that he may want, and none of them are just adding up. Like, none of them. But last but not least, we got Azure Kite. Who really do just be coming and floating like that, huh? Okay. I think done enough stalling. So, like I kind of was alluding to before, I'm still going to keep Zelkova and Entrance as my primary party. But I am willing to switch my equipment around just a little bit. I am going to switch over to the... Why is my brain not working? I am going to switch over to the doppelganger set for a little bit. This set will just kind of make sure that Haseo, basically moving forward, will be able to permanently sustain throughout this. So some other things that I could do for those other two is that I can gift them the shadow. Problem is that I would have to get it back. But yep, they are kicking up. They are kicking up a notch what we have to do. 18 skill triggers, 6 enemy party, low KOs, and 4 awakenings. So, let the games begin. So, mind you, the enemies still are going to be a little bit on the easier side. But we are going to try our best to make sure that we actively maintain like fighting and everything. These poor mobs, man. I think after like the first set of combos, they have not really been able to properly move sets. But 4 awakenings is actually going to be a little tough. Oh, and of course you summon another one. Okay, then we're just going to do this the cheap way. Okay, this dude. There's probably an accessory. Ah, I missed the window for this. That's fine. All right, there we go. Huh? Oh, was I supposed to do that first? Oops. I just kind of dashed in without even giving it a second thought. So I think on average we run into at least 2 enemy parties every floor, or even just every set of floors. So it would at least make sense that we'll get our 6 enemy parties at least. The 18 skill triggers is reasonable, but the 4 awakenings is gonna be tough. Because I'm gonna be letting them purely handle that. And then I'll interject as necessary, of course. So I'm gonna kind of manufacture the healing and the morale boosting. But I want to also bear in mind that I am looking for these skill activations as well. Now, if I truly wanted to just go ahead and just beat the forest, I probably could. And not even worry about these secondary challenges, but the rewards have been decent, all things considered. So I really don't mind all that much. The only concern that I think I have immediately is that the only reason I would skip battles is if just due to the length of said battles. That's why I'm trying to take care of all of this stuff now. Because yeah, our team isn't bad. But getting the awakenings was gonna be the tough part. Since we're purely using the avatar awakening, okay, let's take the Rengeki here for the skill activation, and then we'll heal again. And you guys can kind of understand why I was mentioning before how I feel like the menuing for this can be miserable. Oh, I thought I was using an item. And looking at Zelkova's HP, we do have to start at least being a touch more careful. Emphasis on a touch. As in using that to kind of heal up after every fight. How are we doing on the skill activation? Not there yet. I think we have done at least 2 avatar awakenings though. So I will say, just for some easy advice, ow, I would probably switch to Beast Awakening for this. That would be my, like, tip of the day. Oh, they already took that one dude out. And we already have now enough to finish the thing. All right. They've been raising, I'll say Zelkova's morale has been raising up super fast. And it might just be due to that accessory that I have given him. I think to play it safe, we're gonna go over here to the right side. And we are gonna try to get some of our last little bits of awakenings done right here. Those two are just laying into him. Goodness. It's a little cheesy, but it's fine. We can have a little bit of cheese in our games. So now we got our awakening 4 times. That's not to say that we can't use awakenings moving forward, just it's going to be on a lesser priority. I feel like one of these days, if they introduce a mechanic like Chim Chims again in .hack, they're going to use those as an opportunity to put Chim Assassins in there. And that's going to be upset. But basically, it's their way of like, don't just mindlessly kick those. That's stinky. We don't want stinky.
You're open.
So now I can kind of properly help with the bat. Oh, I didn't want to get the other guy in there. I'm kind of hoping, though, that we can kind of continue squeezing out Rengekis out of these mobs. I think the other guy's dead as well. That's the only reason I swapped out to the guns. We're just going to use Avatar Awakening on just this one, just to... Alright. 6 enemy parties. We just need to do the 18 skill triggers. Alright. Gonna take the purposeful detour. Because I'm not actually sure how many I'm at. Okay. I'm pretty sure, like, I have to be getting pretty close, right? Yeah, I realize I don't really care all that much about the double trigger, like the trigger finish. It's useful. I just don't care. Okay. The amount of Rengekis I just got in this fight alone, though, it feels like somewhere close to like 6 or something like that. Oh, the overkill is nasty.
This is a piece of cake.
God, I feel like I definitely could have leveled Matsu and Shino here, funnily enough. Okay. So now that we've done that, like I've kind of mentioned before in the past, we don't really have to do any more battling. It's one of those, you get your goal and then you move. Good thing I know how to read a map. Don't worry, Zelkova, you'll be fine. The accident split you in half. The very slow moving ones, by the way. I'm just saying. Those axes do be moving kind of slow. And I love the fact that the demon safe shoes are a part of a larger reason why I kind of feel like this can be seen as a lot easier than what people may leave it out to be. But see, got the healing tonic, we got the DGY, body butterfly, and confusion leap. So we actually got a new set of guns for Hasea, which technically are weaker than our DG0. However, there's one larger difference that I do want to point out with the DGY. The Godspeed bullet reduces skill trigger recharge time. So if we are now justice spamming, we can actually take greater advantage of it. And look, a dragon that we actually haven't seen before. I will say that these guns are kind of ugly. So now we could actually use, we could actually get away with just using like justice spam. Okay. I don't even know what status they're like that this dragon's inflicting with its counter. If I had like an immunity to status ailments, I'd probably be playing. Oh, I see the vision now with these pistols. And also, you two be careful over there. I ain't paying you to die over there. What I could do is that once my trigger recharges, I can take a bit of a healer role or position. Ooh, okay. Ooh. Okay. So then what can I do? Besides take advantage of a Rengeki, of course. Okay, I really do feel a little bit of the damage difference. Okay, if I'm lucky. Okay, I can cheese another Avatar Awakening out. So we can get another 3. All right. You see, I know how to cheese this game every once in a while. Even though I could have just gotten a full heal like a second ago. All right, so if these are gonna start setting the standard, then yeah, we are definitely not finishing the Forest of Pain this stream. Next stream, that'd probably work. 7 enemy parties, 6 treasure chests, 4 awakenings, and keeping the KOs low. So 7 parties, so we're starting to get closer to where we may need to full clear some of these areas. Which is a little annoying, but they really want to make sure that you're ready. Oh god. Okay, so now we're fighting the funny faces. So we're kind of getting into volume 3 territory where we actually had needed to be level 100. Okay. I'm just trying to think here. I know it's not skill activation usage that I need to be like alert or mindful of. But yeah, we'll just try to keep the party well sustained. And then off of that, we'll use the we'll just kind of use the awakenings that way. And then afterwards, we'll play normally. And then, okay, why did something do 1,000 damage to Endurance? Did not like that. Okay, there we go. So there's one. Goodness, and then 6 treasure chests. I'm just trying to keep track of all this in my... Yeah. It isn't destroy objects, which is nice. But yeah, these monsters aren't the greatest to deal with. So what I'm going to go ahead and do right now for these funny faces is that I'm going to try to knock this thing out the sky as quickly as possible. Okay, that's unfortunately a little annoying. Okay. Trap spores after me. Gonna use the Warrior's Tome. That'll at least give those two a little bit more damage to work with. And whatever tome I just gave them for that. But I'm noticing that I think all the items have kind of like their own cooldowns. Ooh, nice. This is just a nice and easy way to clean out my inventory. Okay. With this in mind, though, we almost have enough for the... I already forgot what these mobs were called. Oh, you have sleep counter. Okay. Up, well, took him out.
This is a piece of cake.
And unfortunately, there was only 2 chests on this floor. But I think we do need to take the extra fights, I think. Okay, yeah, that's 56. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we do have to take the extra fight. So, of course, we do have our awakening available to use. I'm just trying to get this guy out of flying. And then we get a free 2,000 damage. Go try to get rid of these items here. Which surprisingly are helping and really speeding up the flow of the combat. Because I can safely attack from range and not have to worry about the gun's damage fall off. Kind of makes you wonder if I've been sleeping on a couple of these items this whole time. But I will 100% take a couple of water dragons. I think that they that's what they're kind of like somewhat trying to do. Is that they being the developers are trying to have you exercise all of the tools in the game to make surviving this go by faster and easier. But as we're kind of moving along here, as much as I would love to have the DGY on, getting it after floor 55 makes it a little bit rough. Because I can see the damage difference. So let's see here. Do I have any holy sodas? Oh no, not holy sodas, just holy potions. Holy potions are probably the best item that I've seen so far for this trick. I just wanted to bring awareness to that as a potential option. Because the cooldown on it's kind of nearly instantaneous, and even though we don't heal a lot of HP from it, it's still not bad. Alright, let's use the Fairy Queen's orb to discern our next location, which thankfully everything that we could want is kind of on our path to the next floor. Okay, so this dude, let's see if we can get him out the sky easily. Okay. While we're waiting for our trigger to kind of come back up. As much as I want to take advantage of that Rengeki, holy potions just seem to be just a touch faster. I think, interestingly enough, that is my fourth one. And you guys can probably already tell /see, there is such a thing as using these too early. So there we go. Is it a little cheesy? Oh, 100%. I'm not denying that. In fact, you could probably argue that that'll likely be the way that I have to go about leveling to leveling Avatar Awakening to level 10, which, by the way, I hope that was implied to be the cap. Okay. It's sad though, because even though Avatar Awakening is a very cool, like, animation wise and everything, I am 90% sure that Beast Awakening is still probably the best awakening to use 9 times out of 10, strictly because of the lack of counterattack. And even though it is a big hit, I'm pretty sure as a party, my team has the higher damage potential. Wait, did the face bug spawn another face bug? It kind of looked like it for a little bit. Oh, they did. So this kind of sucks. Yeah, so I don't think I'm actually getting the procs of these special abilities anymore. So the only dual blades that may be worth keeping on are honestly probably the dual blades. And the gun. Can't forget the gun. if someone like argued with me like for the Wrathbringer, I would have been like, sure. But yeah, I think just using these weapons that I've kind of started the enhancement process with just now is likely going to be better long term. Okay, so we have 3 treasure chests in here. I think I opened up 2 in the last area. But yeah, if we're gonna have to kind of continuously do awakenings as our little like motif, I guess. These guys really make me wish I had sleep resist on. Because all these guys make me, as Haseo, want to do is sleep, sleep, sleep. Thank you. Okay, so hopefully, yes, both are in Ghost Falcon. The best time to use Ghost Falcon is when they're like. All right, let's get these 3 chests. And I guess the objects, since we're here, I guess. Oh, that gave me a jump scare because I forgot the trap boxes were a thing. That was just like. Okay, so I just need to open up, it looks like one more treasure chest. Because I think I've opened up 5. Ooh, spending the whole phase like doing these like fights and everything do be taking a second. And mind you, they're not like super difficult battles or anything like that. They just take a second. It's interesting that that one was like probably my second fastest. Or like one of my fastest times on doing that. All right, I'll say I opened up 2 chests. If I'm still not at that goal, I was about to fight. Like these hands were going to come through the screen and be like, bam, bam, bamity, bam, bam, boobity, boppity, bibbity, boppity, boop. But I still can't believe that they actually like tied a gun to they tied a gun to the thingy. The thing. They tied a gun to it. The additional objectives. I don't even want to think about how many chims I've used, by the way, this entire time. And like I've kind of mentioned before, considering that we do have like God Chim access as well as these like little flowers right here, we definitely finished the Chim kicking side quest. Every Chim that I've kicked since then has been low-key like victory lap type vibes. Revive Storm, Mind Butterfly, Battle Cosmetics, and Nil Strike. What are some of these materials, I wonder? Oh, okay, so that's where that comes from. Mind Butterfly, and then what's No Strike? Oh, that is as like a component. That's pretty cheap. All right, another dragon, round 2. So, why are you sounding like that? I'm gonna go ahead and go with the initial debuff. Might as well. It helps clear out a lot of the items in our inventory thus far. I imagine they give us some bonuses, but I think it's more of a formality at this point rather than it being something like super good. I hope that makes sense. Okay. That's 1. Now, do I think Haseo would do potentially more damage if I were up in the front lines also battling? Maybe. Okay. Entrance, you're fine. 2. Yeah, the only reason I'm kind of doing it this cheap way is that I want to see if I can actually get my Avatar Awakening to level 10 before we finish the forest. But this kind of plays into that item meta question, you know? Where instead of having a dedicated healer, if you had Haseo like just spamming items, is all that stuff kind of necessary, you know? Now, my overall opinion, is it more efficient? Maybe. Because Haseo's keeping the party like sustained while he's actively using the items. And the items can be pretty potent. So this is the annoying part. So I'm going to actually pull up my little guide really quickly. And like I mentioned before, I've used guides to kind of help with this game, basically, just so that way we can go relatively smooth. Because I also don't want to be here all day doing some of these challenges. Okay. So now that we're kind of in these later ones, this is very interesting. Okay. Unfortunately, at least one of the rewards is not half bad.
I'll crush you.
And the best part about fighting these guys is that these guys are pretty sword farmable. I mean, these are armored enemies. So all that means is that we can definitely get away with definitely get away with what I've been doing. 5 Awakenings is whack though. I think I've tried an Ace Combat game like once in my life. Unfortunately, it's not really my thing. Would I be opposed to trying it again just because like it's been many years? Probably.
I didn't even break a sweat.
Okay. 7. I'll say the amount of enemy parties is kind of what's killing it for me. Because I would rather front load the enemies than back load them. Because at least front loading all these encounters at least makes it easier to yeah, sorry. Front loading these encounters at least makes it easier to take care of everything. And plus, like I've kind of mentioned before, this isn't really much of an entertaining way to play. I think we're at least going to beat my prediction of 70. I'm not gonna try to force a third awakening. All right, next fight, I think I'm gonna focus on doing the 100-hit combo. I really wish I asked Liam O'Brien about his time as entrance, because quite the character. So yep, all we gotta do now is that we just gotta chill in the back with our guns. I said chill in the back with my gun. Oh my god. I hate maintaining combos in this sometimes. I don't know how I ended up getting all the way up to 100, but I'm 100% down. So we've gotten, I think, like 4 awakenings done so far. Okay, there we go. Okay. We got our 100-hit combo. We still need to beat a ton of enemy party. All right. I love that I can leave my party in the dust like this. But I mostly only use this skill for dungeon traversal. I don't see the real appeal for like combat. Okay, and then everything having some sort of counter is starting to get slightly miserable. Okay, what am I looking for? This is what I'm looking for. Can't believe we're almost done leveling up Avatar Awakening as well. Dang, Zelkova trying to come up for my career. Alright, we'll use Armor Break here, the Rengeki, just to make sure that we are actively doing other moves. It's kind of crazy how effective those pots have been. All right, is that 5? Okay, now I can play like a normal person. I just have to continue taking more fights than not. Also, the full heals are very, very helpful. These are... I'd argue that I probably wouldn't be as far as I am with some of this without them. Alright. This is a good opportunity for a good old little armor break moment. And now that the armor break's done, I can probably just go in with the guns and... Oh, Zelkova's Mortal's been proccing. So it might be a good call for me to also just make sure that I'm keeping in mind using my twin skies or empty skies or whatever it's called. But with how many Avatar Awakenings I've been using, we're about a quarter of the way through, which in my opinion isn't half bad. Honestly, we probably have more than enough chims to take care of like the rest of this. Okay. Okay, y'all need to stop taking damage over there. Or at least taking an in my opinion, an excessive amount of damage. Okay. I know I should have just taken the Rengeki, but that guy is almost out of it. Okay. If it wasn't for the fact that we are now stuck here, if you're able to like go back for the town, I definitely would raise up Haseo's attack stat a little bit. Okay, I think this is one of the ones where we have to like keep going down or something like that. Oh, no, we can just go this way. How many enemy parties? I was not keeping count. I want to say it's probably like 4 or 5. So at least 3 more fights where we have to play slightly and optimally. Of course, like I mentioned before, it's fine. Just because I know one thing's for absolutely certain. The last animation is going to be real sick for okay, Zelkova, you can heal yourself. Zelkova, please heal yourself. Why does that thing have a voice? So yeah, we're kind of at the point now where I'm just trying to get uses out of the awakenings. Okay. That could have been bad. That could have been me. Having full HP and SP going into some of these has been quite nice. Okay. And honestly, there have been times where I feel like I've been sound like a robot, repeating things over and over again. So I'm gonna talk about something that I felt like was a big kind of step in my own just personal journey. Today was the first kind of day where I took kind of like a deep breath, right? And properly got ready for the day. And you may be wondering, like, David, what does that mean? You actively got ready for the day. What I mean is, like, actually, like, not just throwing on a new pair of clothes and calling it a day. For me, one of my larger challenges that I've had lately is that normally when I sleep and wake up, I normally take like 5 million years to get out of bed. I don't really try to actively care for myself enough in the mornings. Oh my god! I didn't see that. Like, I wasn't expecting him to just kind of appear. I felt like he just kind of attacked me at like light speed, which just completely took me off guard. But yeah, this was like the first day in a while where I feel like I really tried to get ready for the day, try to prepare myself the night before, and overall just try to do better. And I felt like this was like a much larger kind of step for me, because even if I don't take care of things tomorrow in the way that I would argue that I'm supposed to, I know that at least one day this past week, I actually tried to fully get ready for the day and try to go into the day with more confidence. Okay, 20 skill triggers, interesting, and 7 enemy parties. So we are gonna be here for a bit. Zokova, I saw your mortal proc. Like, thank you, but why? 20 skill uses is going to be a bit of a tough one, in addition to all the awakenings. So we won't be using the strategy that I've been using thus far for morale generation, just because of how many of these that I need to do. And you guys have already kind of very quickly seen, I don't really try to get value out of the virus cores anymore, since now we actively have a surplus. I'm not trying to get Haseo to be have the most godly stacks available in the game. Some people may want to do that, and I don't fault them. And some people have a lot of time on their hands to do that. I'm saying that I am not one of those people. Okay. We can do Reaper's Dance. And I think as I'm preparing for this debut into 2.0, I am really going to try to make sure that I'm making content that I am proud of. I am a lot more proud of this series than how I kind of treated both volumes 1 and 2. And I just wanted to bring that, of course. Okay. Where's C? That's so unfortunate. I didn't know these things had seal on it. I could have gotten 2 skill triggers out of that fight. I didn't know. Because if it wasn't for the fact that I also have super sprint on, I probably would have swapped to something like the Shadow or what have you, by the way, just because this, just kind of walking through the area is just not very cash money. The only thing I have to be kind of worried about is that even if there is a world that we may not finish all the objectives, even if we take every fight. So we do have to be kind of careful with how these battles play out. Okay. So knowing what I do now, I also have to be careful of this. I see Zelkova's mortal has been proccing. Okay. And I think something that I do want to try to potentially carry into the newer in 2.0 is that I think I like the idea of maybe more transparency. Just because I think I can probably have, I don't know why my brain like went just completely blank for a moment. I need to get better at writing a lot more, doing things like stories, doing things like writing like silly little jokes or things like that. All sorts of things. Because some people have very, very natural charisma. And I think a portion of it's just due to the fact that they actually took the time to learn to write what maybe, and trust me, humor is definitely not the easiest thing to write about either. So it's massive props to those people who know how to take advantage of things like that. I was mostly waiting because I was getting tired of Seal messing me up. So, like I kind of mentioned before, I think the first video that I'm likely going to do is going to be based around .hackG. I think that is one that makes sense. Given just how much time and how many streams across all of these different volumes things have taken. So, I think that does make sense. I do think that after replaying this and just, having a lot of RPGs that I've played in my life, even now, I probably would say that these games are very nice. Like, I'd probably say like 7 out of 10. God, I haven't got even close to the rest of the challenges. We are running out of rooms. A lot of it's just because of seal as a set status ailment, which the devs are diabolical for utilizing seal in the way that they are.
You're open.
So now that we got that all settled, I'm opting to use my distance to my advantage here. A lot of the reason why I'm using my distance is just because a lot of the time I'm not doing a ton of damage when I'm super far away. So I'm still contributing to building up like the Rengeki meter. Yeah, so I'm still contributing to the things like the Rengeki meter and all that. So, oh, I see. This is weird, organizing it by rarity. That's weird behavior. I'm sorry. When all your consumables are also intermixed like that. Diabolical. Toxic even.
You're open.
Okay. Guns. One thing I do like about upgrading the guns, by the way, is the increased inventory. Nobody ever really kind of talks about that, but like the larger magazine and cheating that in is very, very helpful. All right. So it looks like we can actually cheat out like okay. Oh god. When did I get sealed? Oh god, okay. I was making sure I got the skill activation off at this point. Alright, next one. So 7 parties, enemy parties, and we still have yet to finish the awakening or the other. Let's see.
I'll crush you.
Can we squeeze in one more, maybe? Yes, we can. Okay. Sorry about that. I was getting a message, and I wanted to make sure that I responded to it in time. Okay. So let's see. Okay, I just need to perform the awakening. That I can do. I was gonna be like, I'm going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Now, where are you at? Could you guys actually imagine if I didn't actually have enough of Chim Chims? Okay. I am more inclined to think that that was either our fourth or fifth one. But it's back to the coffee, or not the coffee, back to the holy. Okay. Must be like, be careful, y'all. I wonder what it'd be like if I actually gave Entrance the Okay. We don't have anything else to worry about. We just need to beat the next stage, or get to the next room. Which I am happy that we are almost there. Because 70 is gonna have our speed, and we have our route. I'm glad that we don't have to fight any more monsters. I'm so happy. I hate that the camera does that. Just like close it on me and then like let me find this on my own. Because I hate when games do that, where they snap control away from you like that. Alrighty, Hazebane Salve, Nil Madness, Mind Butterfly, and Defiant Seed. Those are all pretty potent accessories. I mean, not accessories, but materials and everything. But what do we have here? Let's warp.
Man, Morigubero?
You know what that means. For those of you guys who saw my tail into Volume 2, you've made it all the way here. Your tough one's all right. There are only moments left until Lord Cernunnos' glorious arrival. I haven't time to waste on you. I'll put an end to this here and now. Come forth. Come forth. Come forth! Awaken from your eternal sleep. Spend your life in eternal decay. The one death. All right, let's do it.
Here goes.
So, if you guys don't remember from before, you you want to pay attention to which body color is active. So as right now, you guys can see that the barrier on the monster's right side is available, and the broadsword is probably going to be pretty useful here to try to break the barrier as quickly as possible. And once we at least break the initial barrier, we actually do expose the core of the one death. So we do want to utilize that and try to do as much damage as quickly as possible. I'm hoping that we can get a Rengeki. Okay. I was going to say, if we can't even get one Rengeki, I'm going to be so sad. But ideal world is that people probably would use Beast Awakening. Ooh, can I get one phase? Yes, I can. Just goes to show you how strong we are. I used my ultimate effectively just to force my way to stay. Huh. I never thought you'd be able to beat the one death. It's no wonder you were chosen by Full Set. But it's too late. The time's already arrived. Okay. Barriers deactivated. We're running in a circle. And let's see that item that we just got at the tail end. The icon of purity. If we ever have SP problems, we know what to grab. All right. Let's continue on. Let's push forward into the 70s. There is a world where I could see us potentially finishing this up. However, you guys see that as we keep going through these higher and higher floors, if we want all of these rewards, gotta keep pushing forward with these challenges. Unfortunately, doing Awakening 6 times now every set is going to be more difficult than easy. We do have the infinite use items. It's just that these have such a short cooldown. Alright, let's get the Heartbeat Queen down. Alright. I'm just gonna go ahead and do the Rengeki. Rengeki just makes me feel better. But also keep in mind that we are actually very close to... If I decided not to join in on the combat side of things, it's gonna slowly get easier and easier to actively just kind of use our Avatar Awakening to finish things up. But I'm letting you guys know now, once we are done with Avatar Awakening and getting it to level 10, we are definitely switching to Beast Awakening. You guys can kind of see how close we already are. All right, let's see. What were the challenges again? Okay, treasures. Got it. Treasures and enemies. So first things first with these harpies, I'm going to try to get these out of the sky ASAP, which the twin blades seem to be the weapon of choice when it comes to that. And they have paralyzed counter, so go us. Oh, that said an ally. Oops. Okay. I think it's so cool that they both get up in the air, by the way, to set up with their level 3 arts. But I've kind of gotten the rhythm and kind of the general cadence down.
This is a piece of cake.
And I am trying to do these as fast as I can, like kind of keep the cheese going as much physically possible. But it's definitely not the easiest thing.
You're open.
All right, we have multiple massacre mummies and Ignis. Sorry, I was wondering why my camera was like moving weird all of a sudden. Oh, sorry, that's not an Ignis feather. That is a lava dodo. I apologize. I didn't know that there was a further breed. Okay, so I think we're kind of close. Ooh, the massacre mummy did some damage. Okay. And we're kind of pushing through pretty strongly, I would say. I'd argue even that we're clearing, I think, faster than we're still clearing, I think, faster than expected for me.
I'll crush you.
Okay, I'm gonna trust Entrance and Zelkova to be able to bring those mobs back from the sky. So now the thing that I'm probably gonna do is just possibly just spam like charms. The downside is that charms don't really heal. And we also don't have Paseo. Well, actually, let's use the pure medallion. Okay, so yeah, one of the little stealth nerfs of that item specifically is the fact that we can't actively spam, which I think is a fair drawback for an infinite usage item. Okay, there we go. If we're almost there, oh, does Zelkova like killing blows? I think it's very possible that Zelkova may like killing blows. Maybe I should be using my cheaper all heal item or heal all party member items. Oh, the Omni Potion is pretty good for... Okay. All right. Good news. We don't have to do awakenings for a little while. Guiding orb, speed charm, and we go fast. Gotta go fast. Gotta go faster, 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 faster. Go, 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 Sonic X. Gotta go fast. So speaking of Sonic, Want to know what I was surprised to see on the internet when I finally, like, became as chronically online as I am today? The amount of vitriol and hatred toward Sonic Chronicles Dark Brotherhood, the game that was made by BioShock. I was genuinely surprised at the time to find out that that game was actually, like, not very well liked. Because when I was younger, I had so much fun playing. I don't think it was a perfect game by any stretch of the imagination. God, I hate counters. There we go. We finished Avatar Awakening. For demo purposes, I will keep it on just because I think Drainheart has a very, very cool animation that deserves to be seen. Okay, I do need to go back, which stuck. I was like, there's not a chest in here. There was, in fact, a chest in here. Wonder how many pieces of equipment I've gotten since starting this. We're at 55 now. And I've kept the vast majority of the 5-star equipment on my person. And we got the 3 for this area. And we're on block 72, so we're not doing bad. Because, what, are we done with the enemy parties? No, we're not even close. You guys thought you were about to get away scot-free, huh? Oh. Okay, I think I might put Empty Skies back on. I do appreciate the chain drakes existing. You see, that is what I like to see. Random 1000 crit. Because now between myself and Zelkova, we just had a 2000 hit followed by a 1000 hit. So having that damage having perk or passive, one might say. Also, apologies by the way for how often I pick up the map. For some reason my brain like needs to see the items I'm getting first, and then I'll be able to like see the next thing. Okay, there's only 2 here. And I know I still have a couple hundred more. Okay. That was toxic. But that's why I'm using Ghost Falcon on this Harpy Queen. Because she needs to come down from the sky. Alright, switching back to Ghost Falcon. This Rengeki Ghost Falcon should be enough to take her out. Ooh, let's go, 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 go. I'm glad we won entrance. Is it crazy to you guys that we've literally just been in this dungeon for... I didn't like how big that gun was. I'm glad that they gave me thinking time. Good lord. Because I just happened to, I looked up, or I looked away, away, and then I saw that how long the string was of how much they wanted me or expected me to put in. That paralysis counter is gonna be miserable. Ooh, I see Rengeki, which means your soul is mine! The Yo-Yo Heil needs to get away. Permanently. Ooh, and the Massacre Mummies are susceptible to Reaper's Dance! And just make sure that we do keep the morale. Alright. Why do I... Okay. We're good. Let's get our speed and let's get going. I know that our party members don't need the speed. I know. But pretty much we do all what we do to make sure that we don't have to do this last floor. We can open up that boss fight on floor 75 with our awakening. Oh no, it's Chim Assassin time. Let's take care of this first. Okay. It only took about like 80 floors of this dungeon. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. All right, time to see the last one. We love the volleyball attack. And that's what we worked up towards. As powerful as that attack looks, we are likely going to prioritize Beast Awakening for the rest of the game. Is that disappointing? Probably, but I did want to make that clear. Because Beast Awakening will allow for things like no counterattack. Unfortunately, we don't get a lot of Rengeki generation. Okay, we're heading up north. That's what it is. But I realized something with the Chim Assassins, by the way. I don't think they're expecting me to actively be moving. Rise Storm, Nil Defile, Body Moth, Cat. You know, I wonder. Unfortunately, we can't really customize the Wrathbringer. We can customize this Chain Drake. See? So you could have stuff like Cast Invite. And then we can basically make our own modern version at this point of the of Heinz Invasion. Yeah, just honestly out of those top three. But there's currently not as much of a point at the moment. Because 143, 146, it's only 3 strength higher. So at this point currently, Empty Sky still probably is our best bet. If we were able to move around the stuff on like some of the other 5-star items, then there may be an argument there. Unfortunately, we cannot. Ooh, we haven't fought one of these guys in a minute. Oh, you are an SP first type of man. All right. This is part of the reason why we are opting for Beast Awakening now instead. Because I don't remember for absolute certain, but I think that also ignores combos. Yeah, this dude probably ran out of SP. Oh, and he's right, he's passively regenerating a little bit of it each time. So he's kind of like the doppelganger, if you think about it. So let's go ahead and use... Yeah. You can't tell me that the damage from that Beast Awakening, even though it was not even a full gauge, wasn't potentially like notably better. All right, he's gone. So, these rounds starting to get a little crazy. But not bad. We probably only have time for 2 more phases of floor. If I had to take an immediate guess on just kind of the state of things and where we are. A lot, but some things might be faster, like using the Awakenings. A 110 hit combo, please. And 8 parties a monster. So we have a hypothetical 4. Luckily, the 110 combo isn't miserable. Though to my understanding, we should be in the sword happy enemies area. So doing the 110 combo will always kind of like doing the combo first will always take priority for me. Okay. Now now that I've done that, I was gonna say, let me see if I can get a Rengeki out of it. But I can get a Rengeki out of you, though. I was trying to stall with, Ooh. These, let's see, yeah. We're starting to actually get to the point where some of these mobs are actually starting to hurt my teammates. Hurt my teammate. I myself am fine. Just because I have kind of crazy levels of damage reduction at this point. Nausea Imperial. Interesting. So before we even mess with the armor dude, there we go. There we go. I mostly just want to make sure that we can do as much damage as physically possible before long. Oh, Beast Awakening is so efficient. because now we are just blitzing through for the most part. Not to say Avatar Awakening was bad, because virus cores are also very good, and farming for those would definitely be a potentially efficient use of time. And I hit the wrong person. And now I'm hitting the right person. Alright, Zelkova gets the killing blow somehow. That's gonna be pretty cool. But yeah, because now that we're getting like 68 experience a run. Alright. We are actually gonna have to start using these full heals that are kind of along the road, which is kind of scary. I think that's going to be nice that I might actually get some mileage out of my avenging bullets or whatever they're called. Ooh. One of the things that I am going to try to make sure, by the way, by the time I finally get to like 2.0, is that writing about things to talk about. Something that I've expressed time and time again as I've continued my journey as a creator is that I am not a great on the fly commentator. I think a part of it is that I just freeze is not the right word. Just can't think of something to say sometimes, like right off the rip. Okay. Why don't we use the Knight Trump? And by that I mean the Knight Tome. Then we'll use a Revive Rain. Okay, so we have enough for a Rengeki here in a moment. I'm trying to go for an armor break on the other dude. And now we can kind of go crazy with it. Are you kidding? That's good to know, but that is whack. That's like premium whack. I can't believe that the game actually like followed through with that. That's premium whack. But I think just now knowing that the level 3 arts are probably never going to go off fully not Rengeki, in Awakening. Knowing that, I'm probably going to, at least for now, refrain from using it in Awakening. I didn't see how many Awakenings I've used thus far, but we still have more people to fight, so it's not, I'm not worried. All right, that's one guy's piece of equipment down. Gonna try to work on the other dudes. And I'll take this Rengeki. And then once I break the other guy's armor, we can go right into Beast Awakening. This... Yeah, that's so whack. Why make it so the mobs are kind of invincible in that transitional phase? I think that's so goofy. Goofy at minimum, just bad at maximum. It's like, why?
You're open.
Okay, I don't actually remember where we are with regard to okay, I need to wait for the dialogue boxes to fully disconnect and okay, sir, leave Zelkova alone. All right, there we go. Zelkova, I was about to say, please, homie, heal yourself. I was scared that Zelkova was not going to heal himself. The lack of physical damage resistance is starting to rear its ugly head. Probably when we're starting to get to the 90s, we're going to start running into casters, and that's going to be rough. All right, we still have not hit all of our awakening quota yet. I feel like we've been hitting it like once a fight. I guess that is the one difference with Avatar Awakening, huh? Because there isn't going to be too much more left for us in the game to do once we're done here. Because this is supposed to be like the large post-game challenge. And there's also a non-zero chance I might just play until I hit 100.
You're open.
Okay. All right, let's get this thing out of its shell. Oh, that thing's ugly. Purge it. The purge exists for a reason. It's to eliminate whoever decided to design this mob. So, for right now, I'm no mercy. Yeah, it's crazy that, like, see how much damage they do to me, and then versus Entrance and Zelkova, they're like... It can feel like night and day difference sometimes. But I think we might be hitting a point where we might want to definitely consider other options. Because what does Zelkova have on right now? Because Purify Holy, I think that's going to have to stay on Entrance. Yeah, he has the Dragon's Rage on at the moment. So I think I can give him a heavy armor piece and some materials and kind of go from there. So we'll give him this Vigor Monarch. And then from there... It would have drastically increased his health pool, but that's not necessarily what I'm looking for. That's an interesting one. Increase maximum HP by 250 points. Why not? That's interesting. So I think I'm gonna give Zelkova, at least for right now, I'm gonna give him this. I'm gonna gift the steel shell, but I'm also going to gift the steel crest. That way we can actually make his effective HP against at least physical defense notably higher. Okay, and we defeated enough enemy parties. Let's blow this popsicle stand. What a weird saying, by the way. Like, who came up with that? I think that if they were to make a super dungeon like this in the future, they definitely need to figure out a better solution than kind of repeating the same formula time and time again. Yeah, you understand. All right, we're almost done. At least with this little section. Ooh, I swiggity swoogitied. Did you guys see that? I said swiggity and a swoogity. All right, Revive Storm, Mind Moth, Nil Ally, and Funbolt Oil. Funbolt Oil sounds very similar to... Yep, 25% move speed. Wait, don't I have a no detection one too? Oh. The no detection is 3, so I'm just gonna keep on the demon boots. So once I see what boss we're fighting up ahead, that can safely pick for us at least for Zelkova's sake. He cuts all physical damage that he receives in half. And I think that that is going to be very helpful. Oh yeah, he has a counter on. I'm gonna keep the gun. Oh, he has sleep counter on. Fun stuff. I'm so glad that these like go through that stuff. We're gonna actually use the omniscient soda or whatever, because that's actually going to be pretty useful here. The omnipotent soda, it wakes up Zelkova, which is the primary reason why I wanted to do that, and also it gives us morale. And I'm using the dual trigger to make sure that we kind of get as high as we can with this. And it's nice to be able to ignore the block counter and stuff. Oh my god, that's so helpful. That is actually very, very helpful. You're gonna take the full heal, but Why did it say that I had... There's the platform here. Have there always been 3? Maybe not, but nonetheless, we are really nearly there. 25 skill triggers and now 7 awakenings and 8 fights. Whew. Oh, I don't think we fought these mobs before. So now we're fighting our first angel enemy in a while, the Noble Pain. Oh, and it has charm counter. That's actually very, very important to know. So, one thing's for certain, I do need to be mindful of our team's health. Oh, these guys are sword weak. All right, not bad. Ooh, do. So I'm trying to think. Do I save the last 10 floors for tomorrow? All right, I'm gonna see if I can greet out one last. There we go. Next battle, we'll be able to like fully greet out a. We'll fully be able to greet out the last fight. And that's ultimately what I was trying for just then, because of how many skill triggers they actually want us to use in these fights now. I do need to cheese out all that I can get. I think I may slightly prioritize a little bit differently, but I am a little upset about the charm counter. We still need, unfortunately, we still need these activations for the awakenings, but thankfully if I get past like the skill activations, the only reason I'm waiting for Rengekis in specific is just because it's a game of multitasking. If I can game out like the 3 Rengekis or whatever. Oh. Gotta switch back to guns though. Yes, Entrance, I know. I could do I really not have any? I'm doing some inventory compression because we have way too many of these. Okay. Oh, that's fine. I think what we may get away with doing is maybe... I'm lazy. I was trying to, you know, do my due diligence, clean my inventory just a touch. Oh, these guys thought they had... I hate that it made me target Zelkova as an enemy. I'm so glad that I was actually like as far away as I was. Charm is a pain. Whoever made this floor does not like fun. I think the sad thing is that I think between both this set of floors and like the 90 to 100 set, I think we may actually have to oh yeah, I don't know actually. I think Beast Waking on average does more damage actually. I can't like confirm nor deny yet. I think that's what's bothering me. That only one person can KO. So that is why I'm trying to be kind of extra careful with the charm situation and why I'm taking these platform full heals as seriously as possible. Because charm is a little bit of an icky status. It's icky, like Vicky. Right, next. Because now we have to use the Omnipotent Soda. Which, one thing's for certain, I am glad that I caught that before Zelkova's Reaper's Dance went off. Yeah, so Entrance is really the only person who's doing any sort of real damage. And none of our team members, thankfully, were charmed, so they did not get caught in the splash of that. We should be able to take him out. Oh no, the night air. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, we have about 4 fights. Still not too close with the skill triggers. Because we could cheese out more Rengekis. And I'm opting to choose to focus on the one that Entrance is focusing on just because... There we go. We're getting more Rengekis out of them. Out of the ones that Entrance focuses. But yeah, I'm thinking probably save floors 90 to 100 probably for the what I am considering the finale stream of Volume 3. I think that makes the most sense with some of the plans that I want to do. Ah, the Devil Sword. Let's say Devil Sword's so strong. The Epitaph weapons still continue to be goated to this day. Alright. I'm gonna use the Pure Medallion here just to top off. Nowadays you just never know. You really don't. Because we could always be one bad fight from somebody dropping. And for once, these two are working together. We might actually already hit our 8 encounters. It's just that we'll probably have to do more just because we are stronger. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, the other reason why I've been activating Beast Awakening so early is because of the fact that it's almost guaranteed, like, immediately after that you're going to get a Rengeki. It's practically guaranteed. Okay, still not there yet. It's fine. It's mostly cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this should be our 8th encounter right here. So what we may start doing is I like that. I guess I can shoot Zelkova a couple of times to make him come to his senses. So there is at least a bit of an advantage to not having my characters be balls to the wall, like god tier geared. All right. This is gonna be nasty. There we go. We have to be getting pretty close to both the Awakenings and the skill triggers. I feel like I've been really relatively on top of that at least. All right, we are gonna skip one battle, mostly because I really don't want to walk all the way back there. Yes, that is the only Yes, that is the only reason. But yeah, 10 more floors, I don't think that's happening. But the fact that we've already gone through the 50 that we have gone through is kind of insane. All right, we're on 83 now. We should be mostly done with our battles. So that's going to be good for us. We have 3 hypothetical battles coming up right here. All right, so now it's 2 hypothetical battles. Oh, I haven't fought these the Sir Unknowns in like quite some time. Okay. Those are... Oh, that one's just gone. I was gonna be like, are you guys gonna stop making me focus the Sir Unknown, or are we just gonna sit here and twiddle our thumbs? So in this case, I don't mind if the Sir Unknowns actually do spawn another one. Just cause... Yeah, Sir Unknown is a little bit of a fun name. So if I really wanted to like milk my resources, there is a world where I could have just, when I use the Beast Awakening, not attack at all and just let only Endrance and Zelkova hit. That has potential as well. So I am imagining that some of these mobs are actually starting to be over 150. The reason I say that is because, okay, we just need skill triggers now, by the way. I'm getting very good experience, all things considered. Would have been cool. It would have been a nice and cool touch for last Recode specifically if we were able to hit level 200. But that probably would have was out of the scope for this project. Since we don't need Awakenings nearly as bad, I'm definitely just not gonna do the item cheese. I don't know if I really consider it a cheese though. Like, thinking about it in hindsight, I don't think I consider it an item cheese. Because they were 100% within their right to nerf it if needed. God, ignoring the defense and the counter will never not feel good to me. Ooh, we got an Omnipotent Soda back. You love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Okay. So now we can safely ignore everybody on this last floor and just get to the boss. I can't believe I've actually done such a good job with like maintaining all these challenges. I was worried a little bit that I wasn't going to be able to. So let's see if I can actually do this without needing too many. Oh, I haven't fought any Heaven's Dooms yet. Why do you look like that? Why do they look like this? No. No, they're gross. We're gonna take these guys out and we're gonna take them out quickly. Oh, they're both charmed. Good job, Endrance. That was an extra 1,000 damage just off of that alone. Oh, Zelkova's passive proc. That's disgusting. That procking in Beast Awakening is disgusting.
I didn't even break a sweat.
The thing that I do find kind of fascinating about this, right, is for one, yeah, these things are ugly. You want? You say it's overkill, Adam, but they chose to be ugly around me. That is a choice the enemies had to make. They didn't have to be ugly. All right, Smoke Bomb, Sapphire Eye, Nil Charm, and Indulgence. What is Indulgence? It's a material, so good start for me, I guess. Oh, HP damage to GP damage. So I could actually start using my money as damage. And then we have an infinite use smoke bomb. I think you also got a sapphire eye and something else. So if I wanted to like give this to Zelkova and then just say, oh, I think this is a magic dude. So let's actually switch Zelkova over to Holy Monarch.
I'll crush you.
Yeah. This is gonna be a fun fight. And by fun, I mean I need to be mindful of Zelkova's potential to be charmed. All right, come on, come on, come on. I think it's nice that, you know, they wait so nicely for me to finish my move. So I'm curious to see if we could actually beat it from like where we currently have the awakening meter at, but I am going to switch over to my twin blade. I think I can probably well, nope, back to the guns because I have muscle memory. Oh yeah, this is easy enough. I guess it goes to show you how much damage your team actually can do under a like either a significant attack raise or just I don't even know. I don't know if that was a significant attack raise or the light. But we're gonna do a platform heal. We don't really need to access our storage. But we should definitely save the game. We're on floor 85. So tomorrow, yeah, 15 more floors to take down. We have lucky animals to go kick. And we have PvPers to fight. I don't think, honestly, regardless of where we end off with those quests, all right. So, thank you guys all so very, very much for watching. I'll see you guys all tomorrow. That tomorrow will likely be the finale of Volume 3. I think what we may do is that we'll finish the Force of Pain and then do the Terminal Disc. I don't remember how long Volume 4 is in comparison to the rest of the volumes. I know it is very short. But we'll see. Okay. So, looking ahead. Okay. No, that's not a big deal. I think Volume 4 should be its own stream. That's all I'll say. But I'm excited nonetheless. We're at the end's in sight. See you guys tomorrow.